So we've already put together our mouthpiece and neck piece and the reed and the ligature, and we got a sound with our embouchure. Now we're going to put together the rest of the saxophone and show you how to sit correctly and how to finger your first note. When you open your sax case, as you know, you're going to do it right side up. Be super careful about this. First thing you should do is take your neck strap out and put it around your neck. And you probably need to raise the buckle. There's a couple ways to do this. It depends on the kind of neck strap you have, but I think for most of them, you see there's a little loop here. You're going to grab one side of it and push on the buckle. If you grab the wrong side, the buckle won't go. So grab the other side and up it goes. It's probably going to be in the middle. Once you get your saxophone on, you'll know for sure where this needs to go. Grab the body of the saxophone, and when you lift it up, you can reach to this end of it and sort of stand it up in the case. Now, some of you may have a black plastic piece that kind of lives in the end of it to protect it and keep it round. So you just grab that piece and throw it down. I lost mine a long time ago. And then when you lift the saxophone to your lap, grab it from the bell, which is the part that has no keys, so you're not going to hurt the saxophone. Go ahead and put it on your right leg, put the bell on your right leg in this position, and hook the neck strap to this little circle on the back of the sax. Always keep a hand on your saxophone even if your neck strap is hooked, because these things can come unbuckled and then the sax goes crashing to the floor and off you go to the repair shop. So always keep a hand on your sax. When you put the neck piece into the saxophone, we talked, when we were putting this together, we talked about being careful with the neck piece. Hold it on either side of this little lever so that you're not putting pressure around it like that. You can actually put your palm on one side and your fingertips on the other, as long as you're not squeezing and putting pressure on this lever. And put it into the end. There's a screw here. You want to make sure it's loose. You twist it towards you to loosen it. Mine's already loose. And sort of shimmy it back and forth, and you're aiming for the ridge on the inside of the neck to be very close to this little lever that's sticking up here. They line up not exactly, and we'll tweak that once we get the saxophone down here, but they're pretty close. And then you tighten the screw so the neck won't swing back and forth. Now, take your right hand down here to the back of the saxophone, and there is a thumb rest here. On most of these models, it's a black piece of plastic. And just put your thumb there. Don't push anything around front yet. Take your left hand, and there's a button on the back that is just like a seat for your thumb. It's right below a lever, but you should just put the thumb. It's either a pearl or it's a piece of black plastic. It's like a white shiny thing, or it's black. And then let the saxophone hang down off of your right leg. Be sure you're sitting up way to the edge of the seat so you don't crash your saxophone into the chair, especially if you have one of these metal folding chairs. And the body of your saxophone should be straight up and down. Now the problem I'm having is that my neck strap is obviously too low because the mouthpiece doesn't reach my mouth, and I would have to really hunch down to get to it. So what I'm going to do is put that back on my lap, and I need to raise the neck strap about this much. So just sort of separate those out, pull on it. If you need to let go, so you need two hands, just grab your sax with your arm, pull a little bit. I think that's going to do it. And I let it hang. And the mouthpiece should come to if my head is on straight, comes to my top lip. And I'm not pushing anything down here. I have my thumb on the back. I'm going to reach around, and your fingers really will go right to the right spot. But if you look, these are the pearls I was talking about before. This first pearl, we're skipping that and we're going to the next one. If you only push that note is called B. I'm going to get my reed wet. Let's have some 151 so you can hear what this note should sound like. That was do, do, re, mi. There's our note, B. So my embouchure is the same as it was when we were only playing the neck piece. But I have this button push and I get a beat. If I want to go down mi, re, do and play B, A, G, I skip this little one and my finger, they're really just right where your fingers are naturally. There's my A, there's my G. This is what B, A, G will sound like. And that's the beginning of hot cross buns.